Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this Relationship Thursday, where we are on a series that's entitled The Husband Chronicles, where basically I discuss a particular topic that I had to maybe come to grips with, alter in some kind of way, or accept to be prepared for the husband that God has for me. So last week, I put out a series about fornication, the results basically of a fornication. And today I want to talk about like why fornication, like why people use it, why people do it, you know. And for some people, in order for to make a a decision, excuse me, about a thing, they need to know why. Um, if that's fitting for you, maybe you want to stay by. Okay, sorry, for those of you who do not know, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates Inc. And in this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous, where we support anyone designed to overcome anything. And we do it with Jesus Christ being our higher power, can even talk, and also what he's accomplished for us on the cross. Therefore, our cleanliness, our wholeness, our completeness, the things that we thought were impossible becomes possible with Christ. Um, we need to do our part. And if we want more and more from Him, we need to be obedient. We need to say no to those things that we normally say yes to. We need to obey His commandments, including the fourth commandment. And I stress that because all the other ones we tend to remember, but this is the one that God says to remember, yet it's the one that we chooses to forget, or we forget, or maybe we don't know. And that's the seventh day Sabbath. Okay, so, and then we just need to do the right thing, use His grace and His mercy, all the tools that He's given us so that we can take hold of the abundant life that He has for us. Okay, so let us get started. Please try to stay to the end. I have more information for you, so please try to stay to the end. So, okay, all right. So, I have about three bonuses, and I have seven reasons. Okay. Now, this is something that my friends kind of have talked to me about. It's upset with me about some of them. That I believe that in a purity kind of thing, like the only way that a person has is sexual outside of marriage is because maybe they were violated in some way, raped, molested, that kind of thing. I'm not ignorant to the fact to where sometimes people can be influenced, you know, maybe the wrong information or something. They can get that, okay, so I believe in that too. Now, what I don't believe is that, and this is a term that is used in the African American community. I don't know about other ethnic groups, but anyhow, what I don't believe is that people are just what they say hot in the butt. In other words, they just lose, and that they just want to live this way. So I think that um, probably the hardest thing to deal with and why people are sexual when God doesn't want us to be sexual outside of marriage is that we have lost control. So if you've been violated or something like that, control is taken out of your hands. Join me next week when we talk about the antidote for fornication, sex out of marriage, and I guess the promises that go with it. And there are promises. So okay, so there's a voice in our head after abuse that tells us that we have to do this. If we don't do it, we don't get love, affection, and attention. Okay, so these are not in order either, by the way. Um, Okay, and the second one is like we can have just wrong examples, like being around a group of people that live this way. And so we don't have better examples for sexual purity. All right, number three. Um, let's say, I can't even read number three. All right, self esteem. We use it as like a way to feel close to another individual, despite the fact that, it may not be a relationship, not your husband, wife, of that particular thing. But I guess the fact that somebody desires or want a person, it makes them like give all. Okay. But however, you ever heard of people like, or you ever dealt with people that just acted that way, and you have that out there. You have people out there where they just put on an act. They're pretending that they like you in order to get what they want. Okay. And so, but the individual who's delivering can mistake the intention of the person that's wooing them. Okay, number four. Um, okay, the person is controlled by their genitals. Whatever desire that their body brings them, then they're going after it. And basically, like, if we're not healed from like earlier on experiences, with sexual thing, and I'm not talking about where you're old enough for something to be consensual. I'm not talking about that, but that too. But I'm talking about where, like I said, control is taken because of abuses. And, you have that desire. What do you do with this desire after that? For young people, they follow it. It's like your frontal lobe is developed, to go towards satisfying your body. The imagination is like basically Satan in control. Into your frontal lobe, you think these things or whatever. And that's why it's important that you join us next week when we talk about the antidote for this. And then, it's like your imagination. When Satan's in your imagination, he always makes it like more delicious than what it really is going to be. You know what I mean? And so it keeps us desiring it. And then a photo center. If you like me and your brain draws pictures, somebody say something crazy like, can you imagine what it would look like with, and this is just off the cuff, like a kid having a tantrum because they can't get what they want, and how delicious if you would be able to do that. For me, I'll draw a picture. I'll see a kid all over the ground kicking and screaming and whatever, and I'll be wanting it. I mean, I'll be wanting to do that, like if I can't have my way about something, or whatever, I'm in a hard situation, I'm frustrated, whatever, and I would love to get on the ground and just kick and scream like a kid. Like I said, I'm talking about my brain and how it draws pictures. So comment down below if your brain draws pictures. If you want to add any more information to why people stay in basically a sexual situation that does not deliver. You know what I mean? Basically, whatever reason and why you're doing it, you have it doesn't satisfy. The Bible talks about that, like it not sat a lifestyle that doesn't satisfy. Okay, so let me go on. Five. Um, okay. Okay. People use it as like they don't take the serious about sexual take sex serious as in like, it's about a marriage commitment, about having children, that kind of thing. And of course, pleasure, too. But they use it as a recreational kind of sport. In other words, I can sleep with this person if I want, that kind of thing. And number six is plain old immaturity. A lot of times when sexual things happen to us, our development is arrested. And so whatever mind that you had, like when it started happening, whatever, a person may still be that in that immature mind. And then number 7 is like addicted. And so they do it because they're addicted. So, all right. So, if you haven't already become a part of this YouTube family, in order to enjoy this great knowledge that God has given me, please join us. It's totally free. You see the word subscribe, touch the bell come up, and you see the bell. You see the word all, then touch all, and that way, every time that I do a new upload, you'll get a notification. And then you want to share everywhere with everyone, including those on social media platform. Encourage subscription as you share. Please give me some thumbs ups for anything you like. You think this is a good topic, you think this is bold, whatever. Give me some thumbs up. Okay, we're going to be celebrating here because we're going into our 3rd year being on YouTube. And I forgot how many years being a nonprofit. But anyhow, we're going to be celebrating pretty soon. And also, you want to check out my other YouTube, which is The Pursuit to Christ, and also the playlist on both. Okay. Again, stay to the end because I have more information for you. Okay. So stay to the end. So, all right. So, okay. All right. So, the bonuses. Now for the bonuses. Did I tell you that it was bonuses? Yeah, they are. Okay. All right. Other reasons is why following other reasons and why people are still in sex outside of marriage, fornication. Okay. Adultery. Some people are married and still do it outside of their relationship. All right. The person allows themselves to be controlled by the voices of abuse. Okay, they're allowing the results of what happened to them um, to control them. The physical, the effect. Because basically, when sex, it's a part of our whole being, spiritually, mentally, physically, and all of that. In other words, they haven't taken a stand against it. Okay, now, um, uh, there's a love of people, themselves, and people more than the love of God. Like in the Bible, it says, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and let yet lose his soul?" In other words, the person is on the throne, what they want, what other people want from them instead of God. Okay, again, join me next week. Okay, the other one is, kind of talked about this slightly. The third one is, um, okay, so before I do the third one, bonus, let me just introduce to some and present to others, you already know, about the fundraisers. Okay, everything just about is $7. If you order more, of course, it's going to be more. If you order larger portions, all that. But I do just about anything. The Lord is blessed, and it is finger licking good, sausages, vegan eggs, and bacon. And I'm working on a scrapple. The bacon, I've started it. Vegan fish and Popeyes and a little bit of everything, so pretty much everything that you can, yeah, so check that out, support it. In the description is my contact information and more information about the YouTube. So check out the description too. So back to the last one. So the last one is living for self. Not caring about the results, like, like possibly having a child and connection with the person, you know what I mean, and how that would affect the child. Um Not caring about the example that you leave in, your reputation, the example that you leave in for people that's watching you. And we don't get a chance to choose who's watching us, and it's always somebody watching us, looking for positive example, sometimes negative when they figure, hey, look, if Sheila does it, I'm gonna do it too. Okay, so again, join me next week while we talk about the antidote for sexual immorality, sexual impurity. So I love you. This is all I have for you. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. I love you. See you in the next YouTube.